Hey all, I'm Tommy. I'm an alumni of Resilience Recovery Resources, and I'm here to share my testimony. So I'll give you a little bit of what it was like, what happened, what it's like now. So when I first came to Resilience, I came in at one of the darkest points of my life. Now, I didn't know that it was one of the darkest points of my life. I thought everything was going great. All the other previous treatment centers that I went to, and my parents and pretty much everyone else disagreed, but in my head, I thought it was going great. And when I first got here, it was a really, really difficult transition for me. A lot of that had to do with the fact that, a lot of the other treatment centers that I've been going to, in other places and everything, would just kind of, let me have my way, let me get away with some stuff and, just keep me moving. And Resilience was the first place that I faced some real pushback from that. I always tried to fight, and it didn't go my way. I ended up going back out and having to go to detox again, and through that whole thing. It's very common, unfortunately, but for me, it was one of the most important things that ever happened to me. And that's because, one thing that's so great about this place, right, is this isn't just a place of first chances. It's a place of second chances and third chances and fourth chances, depending on what you did. I mean, if it weren't for that, I don't even know if I'd be here today. That's one of the things that makes this place so great, right? Is it's not just about getting you through the program and getting on. It's about actually addressing the issues that the clients are facing. In my case, it was a lot of authority issues and wanting to get my way and a constant victim mentality and everything. And that's what one of the best things that I got from this place was getting out of that victim mentality, because it kept me so sick. Everything was, this is being done to me, that's being done to me. My therapist took my phone, my case manager won't let me call, all these different things, it was all against me, and I wasn't able to see, how we got there. I wasn't able to call my parents because last time I did, it all went terrible. And in fact, they actually, it was real easy for me the second time to not call my parents because they didn't answer the calls. It must have been so hard for them to do that. But thank God they did. Resilience had a lot of expertise in how to handle a case like mine, right? Looking back now, I'm able to see, like, I wasn't the first kid who had ever tried to fight back and I want this, that, and the third. It helped me out so much. Being able to just, be authentically sick and kind of work through that here, it was just such a good environment for all that to happen, because at a place like this, right, it's not just you see your case manager once a week for 5 minutes and you see your therapist for an hour and that's it. It's like a family here. I could just knock on the door if they're not busy. I could pop my head in and chop it up and everything. That's when it all turned around for me, was in a quick meeting with my case manager, and later that day with my therapist. I was struggling. I went to her office and I was able to talk to her, and I really got a good shift in perspective that helped me get some momentum going. But that family environment, just being able to talk to staff who are available and not just have it all be about just appointments and everything was incredible. And I couldn't have asked for a better place or a better opportunity for me to take a look at myself and start to make some serious changes. It wasn't easy, but it all worked out in the end. I mean, today the life that I have is absolutely incredible, and I in my opinion, at least, I wouldn't be here giving a testimony about how amazing this place is and how amazing my life is now. I'm just so grateful for it. it's just such a great opportunity for me to finally be able to get a hold of my life and start making serious changes for the better. And here we are today. So, boom.
Beautiful.